that I'm entirely thrilled to be here with you. I love being part of the Globetrotters. Been doing jiu-jitsu a long time, but I've only been doing the Globetrotter organization for several years, and I love it. Love the people. I've never met anyone I didn't get along with. It's awesome, and I'm just proud to be here, and I'm glad that you're here with me. So this is prison rules, and the niceties are out of the way now, right? And this is the stockade position. And I will have to show you, or tell you a couple things about it, first of all. This is my good friend Steve, who's going to be my uke. A real stockade position looks like this, right? This is stockade, where I have the near arm, I have the far arm, and I'm in this position. And I don't know if you've seen, the first time I seen the stockade position was when I seen Brock Lesnar beat the snot out of Frank Mir. And it was really weird because nobody said, what was that position, or what is he doing? And I seen Gordon Ryan use it. I see Michael Lozon use it. Anyway, it's a really powerful position. And I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you might want to add the stockade to your arsenal. Okay? The first one is, well, and Steve's one of those guys, right? If you follow the Globetrotters, you know Pre-McKeelson and the running man position, or the hawking position, right? And he faces away, right? Now don't forget, crap. No. But here's the thing. First of all, Steve's going to be protecting this arm, right? But traditionally speaking, if I was on this side of him, I might attack this arm first. And then when I go to step over his head, boom, he's going to block my arm. Happens all the time. One thing about the stockade position is we're going to attack that arm first. We'll get to this arm. We're going to start with that arm. So we're going to attack the defending arm first. And he's less likely to suspect that he's trying to protect this arm. Usually he's going to use that arm to do it. The other reason, well, let me share this first. So this is a full stockade, right? Now, I'm not saying I invented this. I just modified it. I'm sure somebody thought of it before I did. But I do what I call a half stockade, right? So I have 2 of Steve's arms away. Instead of this, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm here. The second reason why the stockade is effective is because if I get Steve in this position, it's hard to get out of. I'm going to put my fist on the floor, I'm going to do this, I'm going to put all my weight right here. It's hard for him to maneuver. It's almost like being in a crucifix, right? Another reason is, and many of you know this, but the further you go on your journey, the sooner I can attack Steve's arms with my hips, the better off I'll be. Because my hips are much stronger than his arms, hopefully, right? So with the stockade, I can hit my hips in the game way sooner against his arms and his shoulders. So that's 3 reasons. I think, there's a 4th reason. I share 9 submissions, 9, from the stockade that are easy to get. We'll start with the one that's a little complicated, or a little technical, and then we'll get into some really quick and simple ones. So let's just talk about this position and how I enter it. Steve's on his side. You can see his elbow is up, right? Away from his body. And we all know that this to this is precious real estate, right? So he's probably thinking I'm trying to attack this arm, and he's defending, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna reach around his head, and then put my fist to the floor, and then get a hold of this arm. Chances are, as I start to fight this arm, he'll use that arm for something, and when he does, I'll catch it. One thing you can do is I'll put if we're just here, he's working, I'll put my elbow on the floor and create this frame between his elbow and his hip. Once he gets savvy and he realizes what's going on, it's a little late because I've already got a frame in there. I don't have my hand up high because he can pull his elbow back to his waist. So I go here and stop him from moving back. I'm going to move a little bit north-south, put my fist on the floor, and catch this arm. So we're talking about mostly this arm right now. Maybe Steve's hawking and I want to fight his hands or do something to get him to open up. I'm going to reach around his head, put my fist on the floor, and come here. One modification you can do, sometimes I'm here, I'll cup the elbow, and I'll pull this way. Okay? Let me say something about the legality of this move. How many think it's a neck crank? 1, 2. I'll tell you this. I don't know, but we have to be careful, right? Because I don't want to hurt Steve's neck. I got to be a little bit careful, right? I might save this for when I end up in the county jail. I'm trying to save my ass, literally, right? So here. But I talked to the head referee. I was recently in Nashville at the New Breed tournament, and I talked to the head referee. And I said, what about all this? Is this a neck crank? This stuff I'm doing, is this legal? He said, no, he's not the king of all kings. So it depends on what tournament you're in. But some people could technically call that a neck crank. He said everything I was doing was legal. I'm using it to transition. And so therefore I was fine. But if you get in a tournament, someone squeals, right? Oh, I don't know, you could get called for it. So it would behoove you, if you're a tournament guy or gal, to check the rules and ask them, right? So what I'd like you to do is start with this. Your partner's going to go a little bit hawking or running man. Start to attack this arm. Get your fist to the floor. Shoot this hand in. Cup it here. Yeah? Let's start with that. Cool? Okay. 1, 2. Let's talk about this arm. I already mentioned I might need to hand fight Steve and get him moving before I attack this arm. Another thing is, I believe in something called wedges and welding. I want to weld myself to him, and I'm going to use a wedge when I need to enter a space. So if Steve were to sit up and protect his neck in a choke, right, I can still create a wedge and create a choke, right? Same thing here. I'm going to create if he puts his head down, I'm going to create a wedge and get under his head, right? And then welding. To me, welding is long bone to long bone with no space in between. So when I take this arm, I'm going to put it in a, people were asking, well, do I just hold this? What do I do? Do I grab my shoulder? I'm going to do like a rear naked choke. I'm going to pinch it in the crook of my arm. And then I'm going to pull it to me, and I'm going to weld it. Right? So, and the reason I'm doing that is, if I attack this arm, and I don't have good control of this arm, I'm just here, he's going to roll out, and he'll be gone. So you really need to convince them that that arm is yours too, right? One other thing, Steve's really good about protecting his neck and his head and his shoulder from me getting my hand in. One thing that I can do is follow this crevice or river right here all the way to his waist. I'm going to move a little bit north-south. If you have shorter arms, right? You might need, maybe you can't reach well. I'll move a little bit north-south and I'll follow that crevice all the way to his waist. Now pull him to me, right? And I found that in the beginning. Sometimes I had trouble getting around. Palm up, don't ask me why. Palm down, you're going to get hung up. Palm up, look, I'm to his waist. Now I got him, yeah? So let's try again, right? Let's focus on this welding, this wedging to the waist. Cool? 1, 2. What I'm really trying to do is make my hips light by putting all my weight on this, right? Because if this isn't strong or strong, right, then he's going to be able to pull his elbow back. If I'm just here relaxing or even that, see, he's too strong for me. I got to get here and get that weight on him. So now my hips are light, right? Paul was sharing with his buddy over there something kind of cool. So he would get to the waist, and this guy's protecting his arm here, and he could get here, but he couldn't get the elbow. So you would grab the hand, pull it, transfer, boom. Yeah? But let's be especially careful when we put all this pressure on the head, right? It can be a lot. So let's be slow, controlled, not herky-jerky and hurt somebody, right? We don't want to do that. So I was talking about moving north-south, right? To make my arm longer to shoot to the waist, right? Well, many of you use windshield wipers. And that's going to be an important concept here in this move. We're getting ready to go into a reverse triangle, okay? But let's talk about windshield wipers a minute. A lot of us do this, right? Stapling. I'm stapling Steve's hand. Now windshield wiper. Right? It's a good pinning technique. But it also allows us to be mobile, and it cuts off space, right? It limits space. So you can, look, when you windshield wiper, you can move two legs. It can be a bus, Volkswagen, side by side. The point is, if your weight is on your knees, it allows your feet to move so you can transition, right? All right, here we go. So we need to move north-south a little bit because I want to do that second purpose of this move, which is to get, or third, whatever, is to get my hips in the game, right? So I'm here, I shoot my stockade, boom. See how I'm already going north? Here, Steve, let's turn this way. Sorry, y'all don't get this. So I'm here, I'm going to windshield wiper this leg. Now I'm going to refer to things as north and south. Far arm, near arm, north and south. I need to move north, and I windshield wiper north, right? So that I can step over. Now here's the thing. I cannot stay perpendicular. My head has to go south. Watch my leg. Even if I windshield wiper, boom. But if my head is perpendicular, I'm not going to be able to get that leg in. My head has to go south. Cool? Not only that, watch this. When I go to this, you're good. When I go to this position, and I've windshield wiper this leg under him or close to his back, right? When this leg comes over, you can't lead with your knee. You have to lead with your foot. So I'm here, I start with my knee, I change to my foot goes south, my knee goes north, and I sit. If I don't do that, if I try to lead with my knee, I'll get stuck. Steve? So I'm here, a windshield wiper, I bring my knee up, but I switch to my foot. Now my knee goes north, my foot goes south. Right? Ooh, gi chokes everywhere, isn't there? Yeah? So let's work those mechanics a little bit. Have your partner let you get into the here. Head goes south, knees go north, feet go north. Lift my leg, switch to the foot. Sit on my hip. Cool? 1, 2. Let's talk about getting that leg out now. Sorry. All right, so I'm here. I shoot. Head goes south, feet go north. I've got control of this arm. I start to fall to my hip. I lead with my foot, and I sit to my right hip. Right? Now, this foot is a little bit stuck because I windshield wipered it really well, right? So I'm going to take my foot and move it to the hip. Goat feet. You know what goat feet are? Using the balls of your feet. Goat feet. Here. Look what's right here. I'm just going to grab my ankle. I'm going to push with this foot. If this leg is light or lazy, it won't work. I'm going to push off of that foot and pull this around. All right? Then I can sit up. Yeah? Or shoulder lock, wrist lock. Right? But that's a good way to get your hips in the game. What we want to focus on now, we get here, we lead, fall to this side. Now I got to get this leg out. I take it to the hip. I push, push, Question? 1, 2. Here. And for my gi friends that are here, I don't have time to go into all these chokes, but think about this. If I'm in this position here, look how close my hands are for chokes, right? Straight choke, bow and arrow choke, Ezekiel choke. There's 3 right there, right? But we're not all wearing a gi today. All right, so let's talk about some other submissions, right? Let's see. This one's fun. It's mean. Right? Not that I'm mean, but it's mean. So I'm here. I'm in my modified Stockade. So I'm not going to do all this crazy stuff. I'm just going to windshield wiper a little bit and step over right here. Come on, somebody guess where I'm going. Huh? Close. I thought I heard it right over here. Crucifix. Look at this. I'm just going to lean forward and drag my heel. Boom. Boom. Prison rules, baby. Right? Now, I want you to see something, though. Steve, can you turn the other way? Like, put your head on that side. Your back to him.
You're back to them.
Are you trying to be? No, it's different. Look, I'm the cell block commander. You put your head on that side.
Yeah, my head over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So watch this. Yeah, I want you to see my feet, okay? So I'm here and I'm doing this. I do my little windshield wiper. I step, really easy, right? Really easy. I'm gonna drag this foot on the inside, or I guess the outside, right? I'm gonna drag my foot here. Do this. I'm gonna bring this arm over my other leg. I'll either 12-6 them or armbar, right? It's so simple. It's right there. Boom. Here. Step. I drag this arm. Flatten them out. Come over the top. Now, I'm not always going to get a pinky up, right? But sometimes you do. And when you do, you can arm out. Or 12-6. So this one's really easy, right? From the Stockade. Here. Boom. Step. Go right into it. Boom. Yeah? Questions? Easy one. Except you have some. 1, 2. So there are times I get into the Stockade, and quite honestly, I get people to tap from this. I get people to tap from this. From this. Oh, sorry, Steve, you all right? All right. Yeah, we gotta be careful. All right. One thing I didn't tell you about this arm, think of it like this. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm really not, but I'm a bodybuilder and I'm showing you my tricep, right? It's opposing forces. I'm using, anytime you use opposing forces, I'm strong. If I just pull on Steve, I'm only so strong. If I push on Steve, I'm only so strong. But if I push and pull on Steve, I'm really strong, right? Same concept here. I'm pushing and pulling, right? That's generating a lot of power, so we want to be careful, yeah? But it's brutal. All right, so next submission. Yeah, this is nasty. We're here. I can't get my leg through or around, or I don't get windshield wiper, whatever. Look. Nasty, right? Nasty. Now watch this. I got to be careful of Steve's head. I'm going to let his head go, but I'm in a Kimura position, pretty much, right? Watch what I do. I'm going to switch arms, take my leg back, shoot this arm through. Right? So I was here, real carefully, put my knee through, got this Kimura, I switch arms, and I come back here. I collect this. It's so, there's not a lot of steps, right? It's really short. You don't have all this all that other crazy stuff. Are you all right?
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'm just going to drive that knee in. Make him uncomfortable. He wants his head to go. And as a good partner, I need to let his head go. If I keep his head there and I do this, right, I don't want to hurt him until we're in the county jail together. Okay? So I'm here. I have this nice Kimura grip. I'm just going to shoot through. Bring this leg back, select the arm, here, and just draw. Every dirty wrist locker you know, you should hit him with that. Want to give it a try? Any questions? Let's give it a try. 1, 2. Clean that up a little bit. So I'm here, take my knee. Everybody's good to here, right? Got this Kimura grip, wrist lock, whatever, right? Let the head go, shoot through. Now watch this. I bring this hip wide, all the way over his arm. Collect his arm. And now let's go. Gently. Yeah? 1, 2. Please leave with trying this. Yeah? Get your hips in the game. Okay? One last tweak on this. I'm not sure which way I want you facing. Let's see. I'm here. Relax. I drive through. I come here. Leg goes wide. Sometimes I pass this to the other hip or this hip. I get here and Steve doesn't tap. I'm sprawling and he doesn't tap. He doesn't tap. I'm here. And I'm crushing his bicep. He doesn't tap. I control his head so his body can't move and sprawl this leg this way. Windshield wiper, right? Maybe he's lanky, flexible. I'm going to go a little slow. I'm strong and he doesn't tap. I'm strong. I control his head so he can't spin. And then I just look 1 inch. Down. We got just a minute to try that if you want. 1, 2.